Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Real Housewives of Moto. This is episode 36. 36 is Garrett Marchbanks, who I saw in the flesh this weekend, Sexy Caveman. I love a Sexy Caveman. That's one of Katie's best nicknames. I'm proud of that one.
It really stuck. So
yeah, he was very intense this weekend when we saw him. He was the only one, compared to Chase, out at the Cowie rig because everybody was zipped in to their rigs. It was cold.
It was all zipped up.
Yes. And so he was running out and stretching and doing all the things with the leg swings and all that. So anyhow, this one's going to be a little short one because one, I'm sick, as you guys can probably hear. I went way too hard at Houston. And I don't know if I just came home with depleted immune system from sleeping with Kaylee's cats. I'm super allergic to cats. My best friend Kaylee went with me and it was freezing. Or this is just Supercross hangover. But Katie and I have not chatted in 2 weeks. And so we had to chat because I missed her and we got all the fun things to break down. So this will be a quick episode on the other side of Houston. But 2 weeks ago, Katie went to 100 Hours with Jo Shimoda at San Diego. Well, in Laguna, right?
Yeah, Laguna.
And I want to hear all about it. And it hasn't released yet. So I'm just dying.
I know.
I think it's this weekend. I think Jay said it would be 2 weeks, which I'm you little sneaky sneak. Why are you doing that?
Interesting. Because I swore he said the following Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was waiting for it on Friday and it's never came up.
I know.
But
I'm dying to see it. So what were your thoughts? Tell me all the things.
It was so neat. I never even been to Laguna Beach, which is shocking. So I live in SoCal. I've gone to Newport and San Diego a bunch, but never actual Laguna. It's a little pocket of a beach. I don't know if you guys seen a Laguna Beach, with Kristen Cavallari and Stephen Coletti. So I was kind of geeking out about that. I was looking on TikTok to see if I could see any scenes that they filmed from where we work. So you're kind of on the main street. And it was really cool. It was a small little historic theater that's also an electric truck dealership.
Interesting. It's very California.
So you walk in and there's two trucks and then just a theater, kind of you were at a play. It wasn't, an AMC theater or a Cinemark.
Yeah.
It was just a really pretty historical theater with nice chairs. And the first person we actually ran into was Jace. And I was like, hi, Jace. And he's like, hi, guys. Thanks for being here. And then I went to the bathroom. And then in that time, Derek, he went up to Derek and was talking to him a bit.
That's so cool.
And then, yeah. So then I was like, so when are you doing 100 Hours with Eli Tomac?
The entire industry is I would like that. Yes, please.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, he goes, we need to make that happen. I'm going to make it my mission to make it happen. But he was busy. So I didn't want to take too much of his time. Yeah. And it was really cool because you could kind of hang out there and just chill. They had a bunch of couches and
it looks really artsy. It
was artsy. I guess it's open to the public, so you can go in there anytime you want. They don't really have anything coffee or anything like that, but if you just need a quiet place to go, that was it.
Cool.
But yeah, he brought out Joe and introduced him. It was really cool. I saw Sloey there.
I saw Sloey yesterday, so we got our dose of Sloey.
I saw film guy Tom was there. I was hoping Jet and Hunter would make an appearance because it wasn't that too far from Angel Stadium.
Yeah.
But no. So, but it was good. Jace introduced Joe and they kind of talked about it, and it was Joe's first time seeing it too. So Joe had his family there. So yeah, it was really cool. It's really good. I feel the industry is going to really see Joe not be so shy. He's definitely himself, and it's really funny because you see that he's a bad driver. And
Japan? Obviously the whole thing is in Japan, but yeah.
So it's I can't wait to show my family. I want to have a movie night and have everyone over just to watch it.
I love that. That's so fun. Maybe we'll do that too. I love Joe. I've loved Joe from the early days, when him and him and Jet were goofy little Geico babies, and so then watching them grow up together. And then obviously with our girl Tati, we got some inside stories about Joe, and he just seems so sweet and down to earth and hilarious. I think with his English getting better, like his own humor has come out, and like
Oh, it's
I've loved that. So I can't wait. What was your favorite part? Like if you could tease us one part, we won't blow it up. But what was
um
your favorite part?
there's a part about Eli in it, and he like plays a joke on Jace and the film crew about Eli.
Yeah.
And it was just really funny because he was acting so well, like he was pretending. And it was really funny. And I also like him when they go have breakfast at his grandma's house.
Oh, and his
Sleeping
grandma's
grandma.
always, yeah, she's the one that's always asleep in the Tesla.
Yeah, I love when they go over there for breakfast.
Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. I was listening to something, maybe it was Whiskey Throttle, not to give them a shout out since they hate me, but they did a sit down with Joe and just talking about the differences between cultures and just how different I mean life is back home and only spending like a month there a year and spending the rest of it here. I mean like I have so much respect for him. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. So Jace, put it out. Where is it? I'm so bummed I didn't get to go. I texted Katie that Jace had reached out and he was like, "Hey, are you coming?" And I was like, "Texas is a little far from SoCal." So I was really sad. So I was like, "Katie, you have to go say hi to him." So I'm very excited about it coming out. And I just think that I've said this about Gypsy from day one. Like I don't know Jace, like I've never interacted with him other than on social media, but I just think that long form content is very special, especially in moto because it's so fast paced. I mean, like literally the racing, the weekends, their life, that like long form creative content is very special. And I like it. And I know it's not for everybody. I think obviously like 100 Hours with Cole Davies was huge. So I'm pumped to see the one with Joe. And I would love an
Yeah.
Eli one too.
Oh my
So.
gosh.
So I went to Houston this weekend. We'll go. This is my bridge thought with my best friend Kaylee, who lives in Houston now. She did live in Dallas, and then she moved to Houston. And I was going to come visit her, and I was like, "You have to come to this race. Like, this is my thing." And so I'm explaining all the lore and everything. And so we talk a lot about Deegan because we were there with our girl Afton and her husband, who are big Deegan fans, and she's an Eli fan. So we've made Kaylee an Eli fan.
Kaylee, really?
Yes, I showed her pictures before. I showed her Kenny, because I'm a Kenny fan. I showed her Eli. I showed her AP. She does like AP. And she's just kind of like, yeah, I mean, whatever. They're handsome, whatever. And I'm like, girl. So when she saw Eli in person, it changed her. She was like, okay, that's a man. And I'm like, thank you.
That makes me so happy to hear that. I was so curious, like, who her favorite rider would be by the end of the night. And I wanted to text and ask you so bad, but I wanted to wait to for you to tell me on the pod.
It was Eli. Solidly after qualifying. We were on like the long stretch of the stadium during qualifying. And so we could see Eli like on the podium doing an interview with Haley. But then when they like brought him up on the big screen, she was like, "Oh yeah, he's attractive." I told you so.
That's so funny.
So Afton, we were sitting with Afton and her husband, and Deegan had just won qualifying or whatever. And so she was like, wow, like this Deegan kid and this Eli guy are really different. And I'm like, Kaylee's very perceptive. Like she picked up on it very quickly. And I was like, yeah, they actually tried to make this a thing. Eli and Hayden, they did this whole thing called Mac and Deegs.
Yeah.
She was like, was it a disaster? And I was like, I wouldn't say it was a disaster, but I think that Yamaha wanted it to be a thing and it absolutely was never going to be a thing.
No, they are too opposite.
They're too opposite. So funny story about qualifying. We were outside the race day live booth because I wanted to go up there and see the guys. And so we're way high up. We're at like the 300 level section. And Afton made a reel or a post or whatever. And she was talking about Deegan. She was like, Ally's a hater. And every time she said Hayden, I was like, "Ugh, ugh," like making the vomit sound, because I'm dramatic. So as soon as she stops recording, I like stand up to turn around. Brian Deegan's behind me. Deegan is behind me.
No.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sure he didn't hear it, but I was just like, I gotta be more careful with being mouthy. And if in case anybody missed it, that's a diehard roamie. I went on Track Talkers last week, and Adam Intignap is a diehard Deegan fan. And so just to, be dramatic, I made a couple of Deegan dicks. Listen, I don't hate Hayden. Hagen Dugan is what Margot calls him. So now I have to catch myself. Margot calls him Hagen Dugan. And I'm like, that's adorable. But watching Hayden do a Triple Crown, I mean, I'm grateful for him because he's incredible. So there's something really polarizing about the way I feel about Hayden, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you are so obnoxious in your interview sometimes. Like I think the like Levi, like who, and the writing at 70% and like all those little things. I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
ugh. So watching him in person and like getting to explain like him versus Chase. Like I told Kaylee, I was like, watch how Hayden rides and then watch how Chase rides, or Kenny, who's very like flowy. Um, and he's just fun to watch. Like there's no discrediting that. So for all the bed bugs who came at me in the comments on Track Talkers, like I don't hate Hayden, but I do think he is obnoxious on the podium. So anywho, that being said, since this is a short episode, we're not going to get deep into results and motos. I was telling Kaylee, I was like, what's really weird about being in person, and you can probably attest to this as like a diehard Eli fan, is when you're at the races, I don't feel like I watch all of the race. I just follow Kenny or Eli. Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I felt like I was
Yeah.
doing that. Like, and Hunter, I'm a big Hunter fan. So I felt like luckily
Mhm.
those guys were up near the front, but I'm like, I have no idea what happened in the back of the pack because I was just watching those guys.
So
Um,
wait, what happened when Eli crashed? Like, did the crowd explode?
Yeah. Yeah, literally, because it was just so weird. So one of the things that was strange about that track, and Kenny said it a few times, is that it was very basic. I talked to our girl Mina before we actually went inside. Mina was doing photography, and she was like, "It's all rhythms, like it's so fast." And got to see Nicole, and Nicole had just come back from qualifying, and Lux had given her like his thoughts, and it was just very fast. And so it was like 49-second lap times in the 250s. And I was like, this is a huge stadium. Like, how are these 49-second laps? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, true.
It was so fast. So there was a couple weird things that had happened in that far straight. Like people were like casing the jumps a little bit, but not bad. And then when he did it, I'm so glad he said it in the interview that he like hit his back brake, but you it was just Eli and bike like in the air, and it was just like what happened, but he was back on the bike so fast, which is not normally what Eli does because he doesn't normally crash either. So he got back up, he was great, he was in 20th at that point, like I think that was the lowest, and he looked fine. So I kept like watching him to be like, are we okay, are we hurt, are we good, and he was fine, and he got back to 13th, I think.
Yeah,
um
which is pretty good for it being like half the time of a main event.
Right. So I did tell Kaylee, I was like, if he's not hurt, like watch him because he is just going to be carving through the pack, which is exactly what he did. Like it was incredible. So I was just holding my breath the entire
I
time because I
almost
was
died.
like,
I almost died. I almost
I know, I was
died.
like, I wanted to check on you. There was like no cell phone ringing, but I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh
Brittany
my
is like shitting a
god.
brick right now.
I was spiraling. I was just like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
please be okay.
a very anxiety riddled night. So to go from like the highest of highs for me in Moto 1 with Kenny getting the whole shot and just running away, and
Right.
then Eli going down, Prado being in the mix, like that was, I mean, we should have expected it because he's great at whole shots, but
I know. Before we watch, I told Derek, I said I should have put Prado in my picks because I said it's short,
yep.
it's 10 minutes. He's a good starter. Like I was like,
Mhm.
dang it, I should have put him in my picks.
Yep. Kaylee did. So when we were at, we stood outside the KTM rig. There were people lined up at the KTM rig from like literally when you could get in the door. Like I think Eli's autographs were like at like 2:30 or something, and people were in line at 11. So
Wow.
I was like, we'll just stand here like in the background and watch people. So when they finally unzipped it and all three guys were there and Kaylee saw Eli in all his glory, I was like, see, he's handsome. And there's AP, and AP's handsome. And I explained the whole cowboy hat thing and she loved it. And then she was like, well, who's that? Like to Jorge. And I was like, listen, that man is very polarizing right now. Like so I kind of explained the backstory of like how things went sideways at Cowie, and she was like, well, he's very attractive. And I was like, no, he is. He's pretty, but he's got some drama behind him too. So
Yeah, it's
um
the jawline.
it is. It's the jaw. It's the
It's
skin
just
too.
it's the
Like,
jawline for me. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, goodness gracious. So we spent a lot of time in the pits. When we first came up, I was trying to meet Nicole Turner, Lux
Me.
and Lala's mama. She was trying to go back in for qualifying. So only got to like say hi, take a picture. She was with Charlie Cannon. So I got to take a picture with her and Charlie.
Oh, cool.
Which was so funny. Charlie like introduced, she's like, I'm Charlie Cannon. I'm like, girl, I know who you are. Like you are a freaking queen to me. She was so sweet, and I love getting to see them. So that was really fun. Um, Walked around, looked at all the bikes. Kaylee, we showed her Justin Barsha's bike. the beautiful custom painted TLD Ducati shrouds. And she was like, okay, that's actually like really, really pretty. And I was like, thank you. So she was starting to get it, but it was cold. It was windy. She was hungry. So my girl was getting a little cranky. And I'm like, get together. Get
In the
together.
pits.
Yes. And I'm like, you can go inside. Like, I'm going to stay out here. Like, there's other people I want to see. I've got friends that I've made. And so at some point she went back in and I like stayed out. I got a picture with Rango, Chase's mechanic. Cause I was like, I told him, I was like, I'm friends with your wife. And I told her I would get a selfie. Met some romies walking around that had shirts on, which is crazy. I got my new
What? That's so awesome.
I know. It's so fun. It's so fun. I had a couple of them like come up to me and be like, are you Real Housewives of Moto? And I'm like, yes. Like, it's so strange, but it was so fun. I loved it. But then we went back inside and Afton called. Afton was coming to meet us and she was like, hey, do you guys want to do track walk? I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? Do I want to do track walk? Yes, but I can't afford it. What are you talking about? And she goes, yeah, I was talking to one of the Supercross like staff girls and she knows my book and she just offered us to do a track walk. Do you guys want to go? We have to be down here in like 15 minutes. And I was like,
what?
Yes.
That's so cool.
It was incredible. I was shaking the entire time. Like I literally, I think I blacked out. Like, honestly, I was looking back at my pictures just now and I was like, I don't even feel like I got enough pictures. Like it was just insane. Like that. And I'm so thankful for it for many things because one, I've always wanted to do that. Tim, my husband, was so jealous, but that's what turned Kaylee's attitude around. Like, I think she was like, this is cool. I don't really understand it. Like Aly's crazy, but whatever. But being down there, I think especially the finish line jump, she was like, this is insane. Like, this is actually
when
crazy.
you're like on the track, it looks so much more intense. And
yeah.
It's crazy how steep some of those jumps are.
So steep. Like, I was like, I'm not going up the finish line jump because our little group of Afton, her husband, me and Kaylee were always like the last ones. Like they were doing track prep and like our little tour guides were like, you guys gotta keep going. Like, come on, little ducks. So I was like, I'm not going up there. I'm going to pretend that I can make it up there and not bust my ass.
No, when I did the Yamaha tour last year, Jeremy Martin had to grab my hand and pull me up.
Yeah.
It was so steep.
I was like, I've seen people bust ass. Like at Arlington, there was a girl that like fell on her butt and like had brown sand all over her. And I was like, I'm not doing that. But they give it, did you guys get the little like vials to fill up with dirt? Did they give you those?
No.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute. And they're like labeled and it says, like Houston Supercross. So we both got.
That's cute. That's so cute.
It was brilliant, honestly. And so we got some dirt from the whoops, and then we got some dirt that had sand mixed into it on the like landing of the finish line. One of the tour guys, which I was not going to be creepy about this, but I was like, I know who you are. And her name is Kira and she's dating Chance Hymas. And so I was like, don't be weird, but I know who you are. I know you're dating Chancey. So I had to like keep myself from not being like, how is he? When's his surgery? Is he okay? Like, so I had to like keep my crazy in check. But yeah, track walk was just the craziest thing ever. And Kaylee is a huge Texans fan, the football team that's there. Her family used to have season tickets. So she was like, my family would be freaking out. And so it was so special and like, just what a gift. And it was just the best thing ever. And we got to see Haley Shanley like in passing when we were under the stadium. Like, I didn't think I was going to get to see Haley that day because she was way hhigh up in the broadcast booth. And so I texted her. I was like, I'm probably not going to get to see you, but if I see you, cool. And she's like walking past us when we're underneath it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's up? So that was really fun.
Nice.
Saw Slowy. So Slowy.
Oh yes, I saw your picture.
Literally next to us. He was like, I'm in section 301. And I'm like, I'm in section 302 and he's like right there. So that was fun. We got to have a little off the record chat just about content creators who are not necessarily sponsored by Feld or, endorsed by Feld, which I would consider myself one. So just kind of interesting, Slowy's gone through some crap with, being not MX Sports' favorite person. But I think what he's doing is cool. And I think being on the road and going to everything that he gets to do, I'm like, that's cool. Like I could never live that life, but that's so cool. So
yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at my pictures from the night. Opening ceremonies was very lame. It was very lame. Yeah, it's sad. So Steve went on his rant a couple weeks ago on Pulp, and he's like, "We need to make opening ceremonies great again." I agree. Yeah, it sucked. I mean, we have the fireworks, but like nobody has a video. Coop had a little bit of a video, but like I remember the days of like Chad's with the babies, and
that's the best part of opening ceremonies is the video with the music.
Yes. So that was a huge bummer. There was like no personality in it. They basically came out and did a loop. Like I don't know that any of the riders like actually got on the track. They just like came and like waved or whatever. Um, so that was kind of a bummer. Because I kind of like I told Kaylee, I was like, this used to be my favorite part, but now I don't know that it is. So that was kind of
It's
that was
like
kind of not
I feel
fun.
like they introduced too many riders too now.
Yeah, so they did introduce Hayden. I don't think they did anybody else in the 250. So I was kind of wondering if they did Hayden because he's the series leader. And then I think they must have done the top 10 in points in reverse because I think Eli did come out last, which was cool. But I mean, other than that, like even the fireworks were kind of like meh. I mean, we're in a closed-in stadium, so I'm wondering if maybe that had something to do with it. But it just wasn't. It just wasn't what it used to be. We shall say.
Well,
So
that's annoying because
yeah.
that's the best part.
I know. So that was kind of lame. But the racing was great. I mean,
Yeah.
we had some very boring heats. We had some very interesting heats. Again, we don't have time to get into them, but um the West is wrapped. I mean, like Deegan could just stamp it. It's done. I think he should try to get on the 450 for at least Daytona. But yeah, no,
No, he can stay put in Daytona. We
he can
need
stay
we
put.
need we need Eli to win Daytona. He can stay put.
That's so funny. Kaylee was asking me, she was like, wait, so like who she understands that Deegan is like dominating the 250s, but she's like, who's dominating the 450s? I was like, well, Eli is winning. Like Eli's won, 3 of these or two of them. This would be 3. And I was like, this is a big deal. And I explained why. But I was like, if Jet were here, Hunter's brother, like he was kind of the title favorite, whatever. So she was like, okay, I want to see this guy. And I've been talking to her all day about people. And so she couldn't keep in her head like who was who and whatever. And so she couldn't remember they were Australian. And so I showed her a picture of him like recently with like the little stash. And she was like, is he European? So she was not a fan of Jet and the stash, but I was like, no, he's gonna be a powerhouse and Hayden will move up. She did say, she was like, Hayden's too good for this class. Like he's way better than everybody. So she picked up on a lot of things that was really interesting. One thing she did notice about Kenny is every time, like Kenny would win and they'd put his graphic up on the screen. I don't know if it was on the broadcast. I need to go back and look. I think it was, but so everybody had their country. And that's what she was like, oh, okay. Well, Kenny's has like the half German flag, half American flag. And she was like, why does he have both? And I'm like, listen, girl, let's talk about this whole citizenship saga. So she picked up on a lot of things that I was like, I was really proud. So
oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. I don't know that she would like subscribe to Peacock to watch things, but she was like, maybe I'll come up to Arlington, maybe we'll come hang out. So it was a fun little weekend and I'm still exhausted, but
yeah, you needed that too. So
yeah,
I'm glad you had a good time.
After being trapped inside with my kids.
Yeah.
So let's quickly do picks and then we'll wrap things up because we got a life and Katie's got work. So we are going to Glendale, giant floor, which I want to go there so bad because that floor is just incredible. I want to see the stadium. I want to see them roll it out.
Yeah, the stadium looks really nice.
So cool. So let's do 250. Who you got?
Ha ha ha.
Like,
let me think. Yeah, I mean it's Deegan. I mean, unless he tears his Achilles or something, he has the title wrapped. But no, yes, I definitely don't want that to happen to him. I just thought it was funny because people on Twitter were saying how the championship's wrapped, and everyone was posting a picture of Eli's Achilles, and
it's true.
It was like it's not over till it's over. But
it's not.
I'm gonna go Deegan for 250.
Okay. Me too. I did not see anything this weekend that made me think otherwise. He was incredible. I mean, every single race, even the second moto where he didn't get the whole shot, like, yeah, incredible. He passed Levi clean. So it's like, we know he's capable of it, even though he's going to make a jab on the podium. Who?
Yeah.
Did you see Supercross Voices where he was like Hayden Deegan as an owl? It was that
yes.
turn around. I was like, that was so funny. That was brilliant. So, yep, that's my pick too. Who you got for 450s? I'll pretend I don't know, but who do you think?
I'm gonna go Eli.
You're gonna go Eli?
I think he's he's good there. He's good there. He's kind of mad.
He should be.
That race could have easily been his.
It could have. Him and Kenny are mad. So I'm going to go Kenny because I saw things this weekend that I was like, all right, the fire is there. We're good.
Yeah. Kenny would be my second pick. Yeah. He's good there.
I think if I was saying if I was doing 3 picks, I think it's a toss up between Kenny, Eli, and Coop, because Coop looked good. Coop didn't win a main, but he looked good. The fire's back.
He's not that good in Arizona though.
I know, that's
so
true. I
We'll
was thinking.
see.
So he's got one more. No, we go Arizona, Seattle, and then we go East Coast. So if Coop can hang on and Eli doesn't run away with it, he could be in it. But I think he's done the math on the points, because like we had him on the back of the berm being like that was the final nail. I think he did the points on it, and he can realize he can reel it in, but some weird stuff's got to happen. So I'll go Kenny because I'm the resident Kenny Glazer, and he looks good. He looked mad. So
he did. He's sassy. Yeah.
He was very sassy. He was not a fan of that track at all. But I was like, when you're that old in the sport, I mean, not old, but that seasoned, like I like hearing somebody's opinion. So
yeah,
I'm here for it. All right. Well, Glendale, Seattle, then you'll be here. You told me you're coming to Texas. So you'll leave right before Dallas, but it'll be good to see you.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, this season has delivered in every possible way other than maybe some deeper parity in the 250 class, but we got some good moto this year, so it's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Sorry that this is a short one, but Katie and I have lives, and we will catch you after Glendale.
Bye.